Hey everyone! Welcome back to the Chill English channel. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Jake. It's great to have you here again. Today's topic is something every English learner struggles with at some point.
Absolutely. We're talking about thinking in English. Most learners can read or write pretty well, but when it comes to speaking, they freeze.
And usually, it's because they translate everything in their head first. They think in their own language, and then they try to find the English words.
Right. And that process takes time. It slows your brain down, and by the time you find the right word, the conversation has already moved on.
It's like trying to run while holding a heavy backpack. You're still moving, but much slower.
Exactly. And the crazy thing is, you don't even notice it at first. You just feel like English is hard or your brain is tired.
But what's really happening is that your brain is switching back and forth between two languages every few seconds. That's exhausting.
So the question is, how can we stop translating and start thinking directly in English?
First, we need to understand why we translate in the first place.
When you learn English, especially in school, you usually start by connecting English words to your native words.
For example, you learn that apple means something in your language. Your brain builds a link, apple to translation.
And that's okay at the beginning. It's a normal stage. But the problem is, many learners never move past it.
Exactly. They keep that translation habit for years. So even when they know thousands of words, they still can't speak fluently.
Because their brain still wants to go through that old pathway from English to native language and back again.
What you want instead is to connect English directly to meaning.
For example, when you hear apple, you shouldn't think of the word in your language. You should imagine the fruit, the color, the shape, maybe even the taste.
That's how native speakers think. They don't translate apple into anything. They just see the image.
And this is exactly how babies learn languages. They never translate. They just hear words connected to experiences.
So, the key to thinking in English is retraining your brain to build those new connections.
It's not magic. It's a habit that you can build step by step.
The good news is that your brain is very flexible. It can rewire itself if you give it enough English input every day.
Input means everything you hear or read in English. Podcasts, movies, conversations, YouTube videos.
The more English your brain hears, the faster it will start to create direct links between English words and ideas.
But there's one more thing. You also need output, actually speaking or writing in English.
Because if you only listen and never speak, your brain stays passive. It understands English, but doesn't think in it.
Exactly. So to think in English, you need both input and output. You listen to English, and then you use it.
And you don't need to wait until your English is perfect. In fact, it's better to start speaking early, even if you make mistakes.
Because the more you speak, the faster your brain learns to choose English words automatically.
When I was learning Spanish, I used to translate everything in my head too. But once I started describing my day in Spanish, things changed.
That's a great point. You can practice thinking in English by describing your actions as you go through your day.
For example, when you wake up, say to yourself, I'm getting out of bed. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm making coffee.
It might sound simple, but this exercise trains your brain to use English directly without translation.
And the best part is, you can do it anywhere. At home, outside, even quietly in your head.
At first, it feels strange. Your brain wants to go back to your native language. But if you keep going, after a week or two, it becomes natural.
Think of it like going to the gym. The first few times are hard, but once your brain gets used to it, it becomes easier.
And you start noticing something magical. your brain starts producing English words automatically.
You'll catch yourself thinking small things in English without trying. And that's when you know you're making real progress.
So, if you're still translating in your head, don't worry. It's not a problem. It's just a habit.
And habits can always be changed.
In the next part, we'll show you how to build your daily Think in English routine. Simple steps to practice every day. Now that we know why translation happens, let's talk about how to actually stop it. Thinking in English isn't something that just happens one day. You build it little by little, like a daily workout for your brain.
Right. The best way to start is by building short, realistic habits. You don't need hours every day. Even 10 minutes can make a big difference if you use them the right way.
Let's start with the morning. The moment you wake up, begin your day in English. Talk to yourself quietly. Describe what you're doing and what you're going to do next.
For example, you can say, I'm getting dressed. I'm opening the window. The weather looks nice today. This helps your brain start the day in English mode.
Exactly. It's like telling your brain, hey, today we're thinking in English. You don't need to use perfect grammar or long sentences. The goal is flow, not perfection.
Another great time to practice is during your daily routines. When you're cooking, cleaning, or walking somewhere, describe what's happening around you.
Say things like, I'm cutting vegetables, or the bus is late again, or I see a red car. It sounds simple, but this kind of thinking builds a natural connection between English words and real-life situations.
The trick is to make English part of your daily life, not something separate that you only study at certain hours.
Yes, you want English to become your mental background noise. That's when it starts feeling natural.
There's also another powerful exercise, inner dialogue. Instead of just describing things, start having small conversations with yourself in English.
For example, when you're thinking about what to eat, ask yourself, what should I make for lunch? Maybe I'll cook pasta. No, I had pasta yesterday. Maybe an omelet.
That's real thinking. You're not translating, you're using English to make decisions.
And it's perfectly okay if you don't know every word. When that happens, just explain it another way in English. That's what fluent speakers do all the time.
Exactly. Fluency doesn't mean knowing every word. It means being able to keep going even when you don't know something.
Another idea is to create mental stories in English. Imagine a short scene, like meeting a friend or going to a cafe, and play that scene in your head in English.
You can even switch roles and talk as both people. It's great practice for conversation thinking.
When I was learning Spanish, I used to imagine myself traveling in Spain and ordering food in restaurants. It helped me think faster when I actually went there.
That's a great technique. Imagination trains your brain to respond in real time, so when you face a real situation, your brain already has the English ready.
Here's another simple but powerful tip. Label things in your environment. Look around your room and name the objects in English.
Bed, curtain, mirror, notebook, computer. By saying them out loud or even mentally, you're strengthening those English connections.
You can even take it further. Instead of just naming things, describe them. For example, the curtain is blue. The table is small but strong. The lamp gives a soft light.
That's a mini speaking practice that also builds your vocabulary naturally.
And remember, don't worry about making mistakes during these exercises. You're training your brain, not preparing for an exam.
Mistakes are signs of progress. Every time you find yourself translating, it means your brain is noticing the old habit. That's good. It means you're becoming more aware.
Over time, you'll notice that you begin to think simple thoughts in English without trying. For example, when you see something funny, the first word that appears in your mind will be in English.
And that's the turning point. Once that starts happening, your brain begins switching languages automatically depending on the context.
Another important part of thinking in English is listening. When you listen to natural English every day, your brain picks up rhythm, tone, and word patterns.
So, listen to English podcasts, YouTube videos, or short dialogues, even if you don't understand everything. Your brain is still learning the patterns.
And the more natural input you get, the easier it becomes to think in English because your mind starts copying those structures.
That's why we always say, don't just study English, live in English. Surround yourself with it as much as possible.
You can change your phone's language to English, follow English-speaking channels, or even think about your plans for the day in English.
The key is repetition and consistency. The more often you expose your brain to English, the faster it rewires itself.
It's not about studying hard. It's about building small habits that happen automatically.
And if you practice this for even 2 weeks, you'll already start noticing that your thoughts are mixing between your native language and English.
That's completely normal. It means your brain is adapting. With time, English will begin to dominate those simple daily thoughts.
And soon, you'll find yourself reacting in English when someone asks you something without thinking about translation at all.
That's the goal, when English feels natural, not forced.
In the next part, let's go deeper and talk about how to use emotions, memory, and real-life context to make your English thoughts even stronger and more automatic.
Once you've built your daily habit of thinking in English, the next step is to make it more natural, emotional, and real. The goal isn't just to know English words, it's to feel English.
Right. When emotions enter your English practice, everything becomes easier to remember. Your brain connects language with feelings, and that's what makes it stick. Think about it. You never forget emotional moments in your life. The same goes for language. If you attach English to something that makes you laugh, surprise you, or even frustrate you, your brain remembers it faster.
So, one powerful exercise is to react emotionally in English. When something happens, good or bad, respond naturally using English words. Say, "That's amazing," "I can't believe it," or "That's annoying." Small, honest reactions create a strong emotional link.
It might sound simple, but this is how you start feeling the language. English becomes not just something you use, but something you live.
Another advanced step is storytelling. Tell short stories about your day in English. Not just what happened, but how you felt about it. Instead of, "I went to the shop," say, "I was tired, but I went to the shop because I wanted a snack." That emotional layer makes your sentences more alive.
And it trains your brain to think in full, natural sentences instead of short translations. The moment you add emotion, you start to sound more fluent and human. You can even go one step further. Imagine yourself in different situations. Pretend you're explaining your day to a friend, giving a presentation, or telling a funny story. The more real you make it, the better your brain learns.
That's right. Your imagination is one of the best teachers. It helps your brain practice without fear or pressure. And the cool thing is, you can do it anytime, when you walk, shower, or wait for something.
Another trick is to connect English to your personal goals or hobbies. If you love technology, read tech articles in English. If you like cooking, watch recipes in English. Your brain pays more attention when it's interested.
That's true. English shouldn't feel like homework. It should feel like something that helps you understand more of the world.
Also, don't forget to use memory hooks. When you learn a new word, connect it with an image, a sound, or a funny story. For example, if you learn the word bright, imagine a sunny morning or a light shining in your room.
That's how children learn. They don't just memorize words, they connect them to experiences. You can do the same at any age.
And the more experiences you connect to English, the faster it becomes your natural thinking language.
Here's another tip. Talk to people, even if it's short and simple. Real communication pushes your brain to think fast. You don't need deep conversations. Even a short chat online or with a friend helps a lot.
Exactly. Real situations give your brain a reason to stay in English mode. And when you have an emotional connection, like excitement or nervousness, your brain remembers it longer.
That's why sometimes you forget words from books, but remember things people said to you. Real emotion makes learning powerful.
It's also important to let go of fear. Many learners think too much before they speak, worrying about mistakes. But fluency grows only when you speak freely, not perfectly.
Yes, when you relax and enjoy speaking, your brain finally has space to think in English. You can't think clearly when you're scared of being wrong.
So the best mindset is this. Don't aim for perfect grammar, aim for connection. Speak, react, and express yourself. That's what real fluency is.
Over time, you'll notice that English starts to appear in your emotions, your thoughts, and your reactions. You'll dream in English, plan in English, and even joke in English.
That's when you know English has become part of who you are.
Thinking in English isn't just a skill, it's a lifestyle. The more you live through the language, the less you translate.
And once your thoughts flow freely, English stops being something you learn. It becomes something you are.
Exactly. It becomes your second voice, your second way of seeing the world.
So keep practicing, keep feeling, and keep living in English. Because every small moment adds up.
And one day, you'll suddenly realize you didn't just learn English, you became fluent in it, naturally.
Thanks for listening to Chill English Channel podcasts. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel for more great videos like this one.
All right, everyone, have a great day.